Previously on ARB's 50-Year Adventures.
G'day everybody, get comfortable on your favourite couch. This is a pretty awesome trip. The 300 now has a sand flag fitted, which can only mean one thing. Welcome to the Madigan line, one of the most remote and rewarding crossings of the Simpson Desert. This journey follows the path of explorer Cecil Madigan's 1939 expedition, taking us through endless sand dunes, vast salt pans, and the ever-changing desert terrain. Over the coming days, expect challenging four-wheel driving, epic sunrises, and the kind of isolation that makes this part of Australia so iconic. This is the Simpson at its simplest, and it's going to be unforgettable. We have put together an awesome crew for this trip. We've all travelled from the east coast of Australia, taking several days to get here, Mount Eyre, the western side of the Simpson Desert, and our kick-off point to tackle the Madigan line. Up front in the 300 series, Matthew Butler, Earth Camper Technician from ARB Moorebank, and I'm Alex Ball, New South Wales State Manager. Rick and Tracy Black from the Out of Town Group in the Prado 250. This group of 3 stores and 2 manufacturing brands have been in the ARB family since the late 70s. A third-generation family business who proudly boasts that ARB is in their DNA. Duncan Scott and Cosmo Scarpin from ARB Windsor in the Toyota 47 series. A huge fan of old Land Cruisers, Duncan has purpose-built this beautiful 47 series for the Simpson trip. Both he and Cosmo are highly experienced mechanics and four-wheel drivers, the perfect guys to join us on this adventure. Jesse and Emmanuel Chapara from ARB Narellan in the Sandy 79, a second-generation family business that has been part of ARB for over 20 years. Jesse and Emmanuel have also built their 79 series ready to tackle the mighty Simpson. They love exploring Australia at any chance, and the Simpson was top of their list. Stuart Schuff, Old Man Emu Suspension Product Development Engineer, who's accompanied by Troy McClear, the New South Wales Paint Team Leader. We have David Wentworth and Josh Pepe in our Eyre car, the 2005 Gold Hilux, lovingly known as Goldilux. Andrew Bellamy and Marcus Broad are in the blue Toyota Hilux. Dale Hulst in the Sandy 79, and Lockie Campbell will be driving the mighty 79 Mark II. The Kimberley crew have passed the baton on to us, and what a truly incredible trip they had. Let's hope we can get up to just as much fun as they had without the trackside repairs. Let's go.
The guys depart Mount Eyre nice and early, and before long find themselves tackling a stack of bull dust.
So here we are, not too far out of Mount Eyre, still on the binge track. The track is ever so slightly starting to deteriorate, so we've taken the opportunity just to adjust our tyre pressures. Each car's very different, we're going to experiment with different tyre pressures, and no doubt as the trip continues and the track conditions change and become sandy, we'll probably readjust them again. It's going to make this far more comfortable and far more safe. So far so good, we've found some great bull dust, we've had a bit of play through that. From now, onwards and upwards, let's keep going. Well, what a fantastic morning. We've just arrived at the Old Andado Station. It's about 110 kilometres from Mount Eyre where we kicked off this morning. The track conditions have been fantastic. We're going to go for a quick walk through the homestead and then grab a bite to eat. What better place to stop and have a quick break?
Bit of tuna, olives, salami, cheese. Doesn't get any better than this.
The roads were great on the way in, nice and smooth, well graded, well maintained.
Riding in the Chop 300 with the EC behind it, the BP51's in it, just soaking all the bumps up. It was good. So we've just arrived here at a sign at the beginning of the Simpson Desert. It's noting when it's closed during summer. There's a place you don't want to be during summer, way too hot. But it also states that you should have 6 litres of water per person per day with 3 to 4 spare days of water just in case anything seems to go wrong, because you just never know what's going to happen to you in the desert. Also state for you, you should bring at least 1 spare, probably 2. You never know when you're going to pop it on a root or a rock out in the desert. Maybe you'll run too low a pressure, pop it through. It's always good to have those spares. You want to be able to get out of here.
So, hit our first soft and reasonably steep sand dune. Not very long, but there's a little turn at the top. Unfortunately, I couldn't carry the right momentum through, so I've got to the point of no return. The trailer's behind me. A gentle tug, and we'll be on our way. Yep. That's it. That's that.
After clearing the dune, we sprawled out and set up camp for the night.
Hey, first day in this Simpson, and a great way to kick it off at Mount Dare. Lockie, you donated a shirt. We all signed it. We hung it up.
Wasn't expecting everyone to sign it whilst wearing it, but no, it was great. You know, it's such an iconic location.
Yeah.
For those that have the opportunity to go out there. You've got shirts hanging from the ceiling, you've got stubby holders along the railing to add a bit of memorabilia to there. You know, you donate to the Royal Flying Doctor Service, and yeah, we got a prime spot, didn't we?
You get to hang a shirt, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's a bit surreal for me. I've seen photos of that pub for years and years and years, but to be there amongst it was pretty special. And a great place to kick it off, right?
Amongst other people too. There's so many different shirts and walks of life that have been through there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Incredible, yeah.
Got to meet a few different travellers, but I think also a chance to fuel up.
Have a good night's sleep. Accommodation was nice and comfortable. Get a good pub meal. It was a good way to kick the Simpson trip off.
And it was good to meet some new faces and put faces to names, and that was a terrific place to start.
How good was Old Andado today? To see a place that's got so much history, what did you all think of it?
Really great to see that. That was my personal experience today. It took me back to my childhood, my grandmother who lived in Benalla. The history is extraordinary.
And you know, they had that old radio brick on the desk there, and there was a phone. We got a call, didn't we?
We did. It was someone, they're a little bit late for Molly, unfortunately, but it was really cool to see there's a phone there that you can ring in and out, and that's fantastic.
I didn't believe there was a phone there, and I thought it was a bit of a joke, and I rang my wife's number, and lo and behold, she answered in the middle of Australia.
It's fantastic.
Going there today and reading the stories that the caretakers and volunteers have put in, you know, that they used to have through the big droughts, they've had 3 or 4 dust storms a week, tuberculosis, having to cull their stock, and then the big floods of '74, which is when Lake Eyre got filled as well. Just the hardships they've gone through, and the solitude of the whole place. It was just amazing to think that people wanted to live out there and do that thing, you know. And it's great to see that it's still in a really good form and it's being held together for people like us that come along and visit.
I absolutely love seeing all those photos, like the albums that were sort of falling apart and tattered, but actually getting to go through and seeing just the history of that place. It's just amazing to look at.
If you're ever travelling out the Madigan line, it's a must stop. You can camp there, which I believe was one of Molly's wishes with the property, is that people could still come past and camp, which I think just adds to how special the place is.
For me, the crescendo of the morning was to get that group photo in front of the Mount Eyre Hotel.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I was glad that got to do it with an old car too. Obviously, we decided to bring an older car along on the trip, and I thought, yeah, pretty iconic getting a photo out there with an old 40, so I was pretty chuffed. It was good.
How is it going?
It was actually really good. It was just cruising along, just chugging away at the back, and
not eating too much dust back there, mate?
No, it was good. We sort of hung back a bit and just did our own thing, and it was good.
Yeah, good.
Speaking of the dust, the bull dust sections on the bins track at the start, the 300 series ate it all up.
Yeah,
that was amazing, wasn't it?
So that was pretty fun, but for me the highlight was the dunes. Getting to climb some of them dunes, coming over the top, that was pretty cool. Obviously we had it already aired down a little, but probably not quite enough. What do you reckon about that, Alex?
Yeah,
you got some experience there.
I fell prey to that. Yeah, you're dead right. We adjusted tyre pressure during the day, and probably it's a good reminder to continue to adjust them as that sand got softer. We got stuck on one of the crests, and
yeah, she done well though.
So tomorrow morning, I think there's probably a little bit of prep work. Tyres, Emmanuel, thanks for reminding me. But we'll probably take some of the fuel that we're carrying in Jerry's and put it in the car and just redistribute the weight a bit better. It's going to be a long day climbing dunes, so
yeah.
Make sure we're ready to tackle
obviously
them all.
better in the tanks and on the roof.
I brought a couple of empty jerry cans with me, and we filled them up in Mount Eyre before we set off. Tomorrow morning we'll get them down and throw them in the tank, get them off the roof, get that 40 kilos off the roof into the fuel tank, and hopefully that's enough fuel to get us to the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're airing down now to make it a whole lot easier getting across the sand dunes. I think I'm going to go to about 18 on the back, 16 on the front, and we'll see how that goes for today.
Hey, what a morning. This is one of those trips that I've been absolutely dying to do for years and years. So
we've had a legendary morning this morning. Perfect weather, hasn't been too cold. Most importantly, we let the tyre pressures down. That's made a massive difference today, Alex.
It is just not one of those set and forget things. The terrain's changed from yesterday from quite soft sand. This morning it's probably actually a little bit harder, but we're ready to go.
You've got to take into consideration as well the weight distribution across your car.
Yeah.
You don't set every tyre to the same pressure, and then hopefully your co-pilot won't, sink the car into sand when he's driving it,
I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh, Alex.
Hey, listen, the day's young, the trip is young.
Yes.
There's 999 sand dunes to go.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, the desert is beautiful. It is a carpet of wildflowers. We've got crystal clear blue skies, like literally not a cloud in the sky, and this red sand. It's properly breathtaking country, isn't it?
Oh, it is breathtaking. I've always wanted to see it out here, but I was expecting barren wasteland.
Yes.
But this place is beautiful. Look at this.
This is what it's all about. This is unbelievable.
I was not expecting this. We should have camped here last night.
There was a bit of excitement around the first camp marker.
There's a lot of red sand in the desert, but make no mistake, there's one thing there's more of: flies. You cannot be prepared enough for the amount of flies out here. The group stopped for a bite to eat with a side of insect.
Thank you, mate. Pleasure.
pulling up for Campfire for the night, and everyone got stuck into a bit of maintenance to be prepared for the next day.
Yeah, how good was it getting on the road this morning, guys? Those sand dunes and the red colours in the early morning, I think that's classic Simpson for me.
Yeah, just the change of landscape along the way there, you know. One minute you're on a sand dune, next minute you're on a plateau.
Brings back memories of my first trip across here in '76 with the Newcastle Land Rover Club.
Would have been a bit different to when you come out in an old Land Rover.
Yeah, definitely, and I suppose that's, as we're driving along there today, we're thinking about Cecil coming across there with his herd of camels, and it was pretty tough going, you know. We're in air-conditioned four-wheel drives with air-conditioned seats, and
some of us are anyhow.
Doing it pretty cruisy. Well, yeah, the 47's not, yeah.
I couldn't imagine how tough it would have been back then to carve these tracks out.
Yeah.
But it is such a fantastic part of the world, like just the privilege to be able to do this trip with all you guys, and top it off to have my young fella here with me. It's been
is that a privilege?
Really good. It is a privilege. It is a privilege, mate. It's we do the odd trip here and there together. We've spent a lot of time together.
It's something where I'm going to remember this trip with all you guys, having the opportunity to come out to the Simpson for the first time, doing such an iconic line, being the Madigan, the opportunity to do it with my old man.
Yep.
And you know, the fact that I've got, you know, my young bloke George at home, he's only 2 now. It'll be on my bucket list to have the opportunity to do it with him and bring him out here as well.
Certainly one I'd be recommending to anybody to come here. I think I've done about 4 crossings before, and it's quickly become one of my favourite areas.
My young fella's just started working with us at work. He's 22 now. We normally go down the high country every year. He's been driving a 4-wheel drive since he's probably about 7 now, which is good, and I'd really like to bring him out here. I'm sure he'd really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to come on the 50th anniversary trip. This is actually 20 years for ARB Narellan as well. So Dad started in 05, and I really come on board pretty much. This is my 10-year anniversary. I learnt so much, you know, from ARB, from the brand, from my old man. Another 10 or 20 years from now, it'll be a business that I'll pass on to my young bloke. You know, you guys that become my family become his family.
Yep.
And the opportunities that we've had, you know, here together and here with ARB is something that I want to pass down from generation to generation within our own family and continue our legacy with the ARB group as well. I guess something that you guys are already doing and have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
For 3 generations now.
It's certainly a good place to learn. My girls had gone out and had a few jobs with a few different other companies, and then it was they've naturally just sort of joined the company as well. So it's great to have them on board.
You know, my young fella's the same. He started doing something else similar to your daughters or whatever, and then he's now involved in the business, and he's really passionate about it. It's good to see him, you know, talking to customers and to doing that, and I think it's a good future.
And to be involved with the ARB brand, I'm very proud, and it's a privilege to be involved with it, because it is a great Australian success story. Even way back in the early days, I have vivid memories of sitting around the lunch table, and I remember Dad reading a magazine. Anthony had gone to Cape York, and he wrote a magazine about the experiences he found up there and how all the accessories fell off, the cars and all that sort of, and he come back and started to design better stuff. So, and ever since then, we've had a lot of respect for the ARB brand, and it's just great to be involved with such a trusted brand in the 4-wheel drive industry.
ARB is at core a business, but for us, it's our life. Coming out here is what we enjoy, and it's our passion. And it's something that we all have a common interest in. It's something that we all enjoy doing, and it's something that we'll pass down from generation to generation, just as ARB's, you know, here today at 50 years. It'll be exciting to see what ARB's got for the next 50 years.
Yeah, it will be.
100%.
Driving through these dunes, guys, you might spare a thought for Cecil and his camels. They were travelling about 60 miles a day and averaging 60 to 70 sand dunes. That was some high performance camel back in the day, Rick.
After a few sand dunes, we came across some fresh camel tracks, which was a bit of a highlight after seeing the same thing day in, day out.
Back in 1994, Owen Colliery expeditions marked all 24 campsites across the Madigan line. However, after many years, not all of them still have markers. Further, Camp 23 and 24 are on the privately owned Eyre Downs stations and are not accessible to the public.
So we're currently on day 3 of the Madigan line, and as we're getting along, a lot of the dunes seem to be getting a bit bigger and some of them are getting more rutted out, as you can tell at the moment as the car sways around. This is from a multitude of different things, but most commonly it's bad choices in tyre pressures. So it's so important to make sure that you're in 4-wheel drive, you're in the right gears, and you've got your tyre pressures right. All of those things together, what it ensures is the tracks stay in good condition and you're able to get through these dunes without much fuss. Ridiculous. Now remember kids, to put your tyre pressures down.
Not bad, just a little bog, right in front of Camp 8, you know, where you really test your vehicles out and have a blast.
The sand dunes and red sand are endless.
What a great start to day 3. We got up early this morning and hit the road early.
The desert just came alive at 7 o'clock. The sun came up, the colours started to just creep across.
How good were the colours?
Beautiful, beautiful morning.
From the flowers to the way that the sun hit the sand dunes in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of a surreal moment actually driving out in convoy, you know, 3rd day of 7.
kind of hit me. We're in the middle of Simpson. We're about to get into it deeper and deeper. Brilliant day.
As soon as we came across the sand dunes and into the valleys, you know, it was lit up with all sorts of different colours, and it constantly changed, didn't it?
And each day it's progressively changed as well. So from yesterday we had rocky outcrops. Today the dunes were getting bigger and steeper off the back edge. The interdunal valleys, I think that the terms we've come up with, got longer. The vegetation changed. It was, you know, grass and flowers. Then it was clearly where water obviously sat. We've had some recent rain, so I mean, what a time to visit the Simpson. You couldn't have picked a better time.
Just after lunch today, Cecil Madigan's Camp 8, there's a little track going up one of the sand dunes that we all had a bit of fun with.
We did. It was short, sharp with a turn at the top. I think there was 4 or 5 cars had to go. I think 3 made it to the top. Plenty of banter, which is really good to see. Bit of bragging rights on the line, but maybe a little bit of practice for Big Red in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, we've got that to look forward to. That's going to be great.
Yeah, we do. The other highlight for me today was I got a chance to drive a few different cars. You know, I've spent the last couple of days in the 300, which is phenomenal. I got a chance to drive in Goldilux, the Eyre car. And, you know, for a car that's near 20 years old, it did it easy. It was driven really well by Stewie, who was behind the wheel all day, but comfy, effortless driving. But the highlight for me, I'll be honest, was I got a chance to drive the 47 for a couple of hours this morning. And
what a weapon that car is.
You know, cars have come such a long way since that car was obviously released, but the thrill for driving that was a highlight for me, it really was.
You know, you think back to when we established in 1975 and that era, 40 series and early patrols and all of that were the cars that did this. And it was almost like a time machine, going back in time, jumping into that 40 series, would you say?
Absolutely. Just the smell of it, the noise of it, the size of it. And that was just the driver. No, really, really good fun. And you know what? Actually, to be honest, it did it pretty comfortably all day long. What I really thoroughly enjoyed, I think if you get into camp at 2:30 every afternoon, you miss the opposite of what we got this morning. You miss the sun setting. You
100%.
miss the shadows that the dunes now start to cast, and they stretch over the valley until they link up to the next dune, and the colours change. The vehicles kind of come in and out of sunlight. It was pretty theatrical. It was, there was a few moments there where I said to Stewie, stop the car, I'm taking a photo. Awesome way to finish the day.
We love that everyone's having an amazing time and looking forward to a couple of lamb chops for dinner tonight, I think.
Yeah, I think that there's a few swags that need to get set up and there's probably a cold drink to be had, and then we'll get the fire going and sit down and talk about it a bit more.
As the sun rises and the gear gets packed up, the team do some checkovers on the vehicles to prepare for the dunes ahead.
ARB's 50th year anniversary trips have been broken up over 5 decades, celebrating 50 years of manufacturing. This Hilux represents the decade from 2005 to 2015. This right here is a true icon. This is a 2005 N70 Toyota Hilux, and it was built to be a true adventurer. Lovingly named Goldie, this Hilux was the first ever N70 that ARB had ever owned. We did all of our product development on this car, and we even used this very car to do our initial BP51 development. I have Stu Schuff here, our Senior Product Development Engineer for OME. Tell us about the development of BP51 with Goldie.
Goldie was used for all the BP51 development. It's done countless miles. It's done around town, obviously around Melbourne. It's gone to the Victoria High Country. It's been to Big Desert, Little Desert. We've been across to Baroota in South Australia around the off-road racetrack. It even culminated in a big trip across the Simpson Desert 10 plus years ago, all while tuning the suspension for it.
It wasn't just BP51s that we developed on this car. Goldie was the platform for a whole range of accessories.
Yeah, that's right. Basically everything you can see. We did bull bars, we did recovery points, under vehicle protection, side rails, side steps, roof racks, canopy, roller drawers, rear bar, everything for the N70 Hilux was designed, measured and built and fitted to this vehicle and tested.
So Goldie's been part of the ARB family for over 20 years now, and yourself, you've been a product engineer for quite a long time too, and I'd imagine you'd grow a bit of an attachment to Goldie over the years.
Yeah, well and truly, I love Goldie. I couldn't tell you how many kilometres I've driven in this car. She's a great old girl. We've taken her everywhere. We always used to joke that nothing will kill her. She loves it. Everything we throw at her, she comes back from it.
I still see so many N70s on the road. They're such a popular platform, from commercial use all the way through to people building them just like this to tackle the Simpson Desert like we are doing right now.
Yeah, grey nomads. I put my parents into one of these to travel the countryside. I love them, they're a great car.
So we're currently on the Madigan line and we've got the infamous Big Red coming up. You know, how do you think Goldie's going to handle that?
She's going to love it. It's twin locked, low tyre pressures, she will walk up. She's done it before, she'll do it again. Quite interesting driving this after spending yesterday in Goldie. Goldie's you're very connected to everything you're doing. It's manual gearbox, it's, you know, little diesel motor, it's noisy, it's just puts a smile on your face. This is like being in a spaceship, it's very nice.
A big day of slow driving means getting into camp after dark.
Well boys, what a day. Early start. I think we've just cracked over 100 Ks today. What do you think?
I thought it was a fantastic day. We saw such a change in the scenery. We went from going over the dunes to running with them. And the change in what we were experiencing in terms of the trees and the shrubbery and the flower lands was absolutely amazing and contrasting.
Yesterday we had these dunes that were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. After a couple more dunes from this morning, it leveled out.
It was quite surprising, as you said. I was expecting big dunes, but it's all about the flowers and the flora today. It was just amazing. This only happens every now and then, and we've experienced.
Had an opportunity to jump in the 70 series in the passenger seat, and it is a warm day, but my gosh, that seat was very hot. Someone turned the heated seats on.
Yeah,
and,
we stitched it up today.
We had the seat heaters on what was a pretty warm day today, and it took him a few minutes to realise that it was on. So
you got me good. You got me
good. You weren't the only one. We tried it with a few people. It was good.
And some actually dealt with heated seats the entire time that they were in the car and didn't say a thing.
Yeah.
So talking about stitching people up, we Mike and Adam from Off-Road Images, they put one in the sand flag. We put an extra piece into it, giving it another metre of length. Was throwing the car around a little bit, and you see the sand flag base here, and the flag was almost touching the sand on the other side as he's going along, and he's pulled up and gone, oh, that's, yeah, all right. And then he's undone it and taken a piece out and stuck in the back of the car, but he hasn't commented on it at all.
I might have to double check my car in the morning in case you guys stitch me up, I think. The daily checks. All the guys will go over their cars, make sure nuts are tight, air filters are clean. It's pretty dusty. An example today, we heard squeaky brakes out of one of the cars. What was probably a minute stop, arguably could have saved us a reasonable big fix tonight. So, you know, a minute spent then was a well spent minute.
Alex, how did you go with the Earth Camper today?
It's probably the ultimate package, right? You got an incredible vehicle in the 300, which is more than capable of doing what we're doing, and the Earth Camper's been designed to do this, you know, day in, day out. And even probably on some of those slightly more extreme angles we got on yesterday, just sits behind the car perfectly. It sits in the track of the vehicle. It's a pleasure to use.
Have you got a preference so far, what you're enjoying the most to drive?
Oh, it's like asking what your favourite child is. You know, the 47 still stands out for me as an absolute cracking thing. The 300, like I said, I mean, if you comfort, capability,
you cannot go past it. But then to drive something like that modified 79 is pretty special as well, Dave. So,
Well, I had the same experience today in Goldie. I just enjoyed back to basics. It was a very capable car, and I was quite impressed what it was doing.
I've had the chance now to be in both the current day Hilux and the old Goldie.
Yeah.
And the new one is really comfortable, really smooth, really plush. But there is something quite good about the golden oldie. So comfort in the new one, but fun in the old one.
Fun in the old one. Yeah, I totally agree.
After a good night's sleep, the team are back on the track and heading south towards Poeppel Corner.
Last night's camp was pretty good on the Hay River, and today we're continuing down the Hay River track. I think we're trying to get to Poeppel Corner today. Looking for a camp. It was actually quite hard finding a camp yesterday afternoon.
We eventually found one.
Yeah, but there's that much greenery around and plant life that it was actually a bit hard to find a bare spot to put down camp in the middle of a desert.
But we found one. It was good. We're off this morning and the road's nice and easy. Good coffee.
Yes, the mighty 79 Mark II has excellent coffee out in the desert.
So now that we've taken off this morning onto the Hay River track, everything's kind of changed again. We're travelling in between the dunes now, kind of in the middle of the valley. Picked up the pace, which is good because we've got a lot of kilometres to do today. So we're kind of averaging around 20-25 Ks.
Yeah, definitely a lot smoother than it was yesterday. Another day of sand dunes and rocking and rolling.
Yeah, especially with the MT64s, you know, it's as smooth as it can be given the conditions.
I can't believe how much vegetation is out here. It is absolutely beautiful.
I guess this time of the year, given that they recently had a little bit of rain, the place has really got a bit of life in it. And obviously coming at a different time of the year, you'll get a whole different experience.
Well, another beautiful day in the Simpson Desert and yet another day of contrast. We left this morning, we started heading south down the Hay River track. We actually started to head west for the first time of the trip, and what that gave us was dunes in the opposite direction. We had the steep climbs and then the gentle descents off the back. Here we are at Beachcomber well site number 1, an abandoned oil well. And from here we're actually going to head southeast back down to Poeppel Corner, and we'll try and make camp for tonight. But yet another beautiful day in the Simpson Desert.
The Long Range has been building fuel tanks since the late 70s. My dad, Fred Black, recognised the need for long-range fuel tanks after coming out here in the Simpson Desert in 1976. That was our first big trip across here. And travelling in a Range Rover, where we were carrying fuel, we even had the jerry cans mounted on the bull bar and on the roof rack, we realised that it was reasonably unsafe to be carrying fuel in these locations. So we went back and started designing replacement fuel tanks with a larger capacity. And one of our very first ones, the TR01, was our replacement tank for the Range Rover. From there, we just went from strength to strength. In the early 90s, as four-wheel drives become more popular, we started talking to ARB and forged a long-term relationship. And it's been going great ever since. Such a great company to be involved with. It seems fitting that on this 50th anniversary that we're invited along across the Simpson Desert, which is pretty much where it all started for us as well. And we've had a great time here. I'd say it's one of my best desert crossings for sure.
Another amazing day out here in the Simpson, and what I can only describe as a day of contrast. We kicked it off with an early start this morning. We had a chance to climb to some top of some sand dunes by camp, which was a little bit south of Camp 16. And Rick, tell us about your day. What did you enjoy?
That was coming across those big dunes. I swear they were bigger than what we finished up before we come onto the Hay River, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree. And I think going west, we had the opportunity to drive the steep side of the dunes.
Yeah.
So the cars were working a bit harder. It was all about momentum and speeds.
Yeah, well, I saw one of our team members in a red 79 struggling up some of the climbs, and I thought I might show him up just a little bit, not too much. And the Ranger just skipped straight up the hill. It's, you know, it's really got the power and torque and the suspension just to ride up the dunes and just to flick it around the top and up and over.
You made it look pretty easy,
really
mate.
Powered through. It was good fun.
I'll give you credit for that. One of the really striking things for me today was as we crested those dunes, it was almost like a savannah land.
Yeah, you almost get the feeling you're in Africa and you expect a zebra or a giraffe to pop out between the trees. It's pretty cool, I reckon.
It was amazing.
And it is unbelievably green at the moment.
Yeah, like I was saying, the red sand and the yellow flowers, the purple and pink flowers and the green, bright green. It just, the contrasting colours is amazing.
Yeah, the trip's getting better and better, if you ask me. I think, the plan to come across the Madigan and down the Hay, I think it's an excellent trip. Going to recommend that to anyone.
And as the speeds come up and the dust comes up, at one point there, we stretched out 10 vehicles over 4 kilometres.
Yeah.
So huge distance between the cars.
So we've got to make sure we have good radio comms between the leaders and the tail end Charlie as well, just to make sure we all stay in touch. I think I'm in the latest model vehicle out of all us in the 250.
Yep.
The MT64s are soaking up all the corrugations. We started to get a bit more of them.
The 300, I think, showed its ability to go from hard wheeling through to touring driving, which we did this afternoon.
It was amazing just watching the camper just follow along behind. It just,
So they've done pretty well on that.
I know you love the 300, but
I do,
I still love Goldie. Goldie is just it. It's the car of the trip for me.
Tomorrow morning, another early start. We're going to head down to Poeppel Corner. We'll get there just before lunch. Everybody in the group is really keen to see it. It's one of those truly unique things we get to do out in the Simpson. From there, it's a left turn. We're going to head east towards Eyre Creek, which we've been told has quite a bit of water in it. So I think we're in for a fun day.
The ever-changing desert has been such a showstopper.
After multiple days of sitting in the car, it's nice to have some time to have a bit of a run around.
Back in the cars and the guys continue around the Salt Lake towards Poeppel Corner.
Hey David, how great is it here to be at Poeppel Corner for the first time on our trip?
This is unbelievable. Coming in from camp today and just seeing the water, the salt plains, I'm just blown away.
It's been fantastic to see all the animals and the bird life.
Did you hear about that dingo this morning that at the campsite?
Yeah, I did. It's the first one I've seen on the trip this week, and it's one of my bucket list things to actually see in the wild.
I mean, checking out Poeppel Corner just now, seeing how much water's in some of the salt lakes is unreal, isn't it?
It is, mate, and really unexpected. I think we've all commented during the trip just how lucky we are to have done it this time, this year, to see so much water and wildlife. Awesome.
Who would have thought you'd see ducks in the Simpson Desert, right? There is so much water.
That's like a genuine inland sea, isn't it?
Yeah. I think this is a good indication of what to expect moving forward. Like, we've got Eyre Creek coming up, and if there's this much water here,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what it's going to be like.
I reckon it could be challenging. I reckon there'll be a few people walking it before we drive across. If you're nervous, right, there's always a bypass, but...
We've got plenty of diesel, which is, you know, that's why you pack that extra diesel, so that if you have that 60k detour, you've got enough fuel to get you there.
Can't take miles off this, properly stunning.
Wow. Hey guys, we're currently going along the edge of this salt pan and it is very soft, so we do recommend you get a bit of momentum and just be careful. Go. Perfect. And a couple of lockers along the way. That does the job.
A quick lunch break and a stretch of the legs.
I've always had a passion for old four-wheel drives. When we got invited to come on this 50th anniversary trip, I said to Cos, what should we take? Should we take an old car or a new car? Yeah, we both decided it was a good idea to take an old car. I've got quite a few 40s and we thought, you know what, let's do it. We got this one not too long ago, to be honest with you. Had a 12 HT motor in it, 5-speed, power steering and air, so we thought it's a good base. When you're doing some remote travelling like this, Cos, what should someone do in preparation to bring a car like this or even a modern car?
Firstly, you do a full service of the vehicle and go over it from front to back. It's probably better to go to someone that specialises in that does trip preparation.
Obviously, being a specialist, they should know at that model this happens or that happens, and obviously look after the vehicle and know what could potentially fail. What would you take if you were bringing
me personally?
Mighty G60 across here, mate? What would you bring?
Spare fan belt, radiator hoses on especially the old cars, your hydraulics, maybe a spare master cylinder.
Or change it before you go and make sure that it's all right. Yep.
Oil, diff oil.
Obviously fuses, that sort of stuff.
All the stuff that's going to be working pretty hard through this.
That's right, We put another couple of fuel filters in, just in case when you're travelling remote. Sometimes fuel stops and that they're not frequented that often. An air filter is a good thing too. There's a lot of bull dust out here.
And we've got the compressor in the back. Pull the air filter out.
Give it
blow
a clean.
It out. And a daily check over while you're out here.
100%. So, what have we been checking? Water, oil, fan belts, air filter. Just have a quick look. Prevention better than cure, isn't it, really?
Preparation.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, preparation.
Preparation.
And obviously good communications as well if you're travelling in a group. Sometimes you get separated a bit due to dust. You want to make sure you've got a good UHF at least. And we were lucky enough on this trip, put a Starlink on the car, so we've got communication wherever we need. At the end of the day, someone in that group really needs to have something like that, or at least an EPIRB.
Are you happy with how the Land Cruiser's gone this week?
I reckon it's been flawless, mate. It's just like a tractor, really. You just poke it at a hill and it just chugs up the hill. How good the ride quality and how easy it is to drive. I'd have no hesitation in bringing an old car out here, as long as it's well prepared and looked over correctly. I think, get into it, do it. It's an adventure, and I reckon, speaking of adventures, let's go and do it. Let's get into it.
He is a big boy.
Hey Stu, do you want a hand? For many years, the classic style roof rack was the solution to roof storage for many vehicles. Back in 2018, we saw the need for a new and improved option, and thus the base rack was born. We developed this rack to be stronger, smarter and easier to use specifically for off-road adventures. Out here in the desert, you need to be able to carry things like your gas bottle, treads, swag and spare tyre and have it all packed neatly and accessible when you need it. The base rack is super strong, being fully welded with horizontal crossbars. It has a full range of accessories so you can build, attach, set and explore.
Hey Stuart, you going to help me or are you just going to yak all the time?
Sorry Dave.
There's a lot of beautiful places in Australia and we all want to leave it in at least as good a condition as we found it. So what Marcus and I have been doing as we come to a campsite and we pack up is a bit of a scout around and have a look for rubbish that's here. Certainly rubbish that we've dropped, but also rubbish that anyone else might have misplaced.
Absolutely, doing our bit to keep Australia beautiful.
So here we are, Duncan, Eyre Creek.
So I think it'll be fine. I think we just got to, negotiate it slowly, probably second gear, low range, mate, I reckon, and then just keep a nice consistent bow wave. We'll obviously send one of the other cars over, I think, before we take the 300 and the EC over. So we've got somewhere there to recover if we need to. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Preparation is everything, I think, when it comes to these
100%,
things. So
100%.
we'll make sure every vehicle's got a recovery strap. We'll attach it to the ARB recovery hitch and we'll be out in no time.
Road come across Eyre Creek. We didn't need to recover anyone. All went swimmingly well. Obviously we had a bit of a cool off at the end there and the water's beautiful. 40 went awesome, just chugged through it. Really good, really good.
The Hilux drove it well, nothing to worry about, but like always, a few nerves as you enter in, but a perfect drive through, very happy.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, we've done it pretty effortlessly. I'm pretty happy.
Put it into low, front and rear air locker engage.
Lockers in just in case, but
it just kind of cruised through there, effortless in.
There's no safari snorkel available for the Prado yet, so we've had to check out the depth and wade across it, and it was a little bit under the wading depth of 700mm of the Prado, so we didn't need a bra or anything like that in the front.
We've come across something we perhaps hadn't planned for, a flooded section just east of Eyre Creek. We're walking it, it's pretty deep. It's got a good base, but there's a little bit of mud in the bottom of it, but we'll assess it. I think the biggest challenge is if we get a car stuck in here, there's no doubt we're going to get water in the vehicle, which we're trying to avoid. We decided to put the drone up in the air. We spent half an hour investigating options. We have found a bypass track.
We had a little detour, but we're now heading along the QAA line, and then at the end, as we travel east, we'll hit Big Red.
The big finale and the most iconic part of the Simpson Desert, the guys arrive at Big Red.
Well, there it is. We are standing on the top of Big Red at the end of our epic Simpson Desert adventure. Lockie, do you believe it was 7 short days ago we pushed off from Mount Dare?
We've covered so much ground. We've managed to get through Eyre Creek, which, doing all the research before going away, we were worried that the rain that was around before this trip, we were going to be potentially going to have to postpone it. It's just been
once in a lifetime, a super rare opportunity to experience the Simpson.
Well, mate, I'll share my favourite parts with you. You know, having not visited the Simpson before, the rain before leading up has given us just a kaleidoscope of colours that I didn't think were possible in the desert, so unbelievable.
And the people that we've had along for this trip have been amazing.
I think there's one thing to do a Simpson trip. Vehicle preparation is key, but make sure you get a good group of friends together. 7 days together, cooking, driving, talking.
Getting used to their smell.
All that fun stuff. I think it's about time everyone got out there and did their own Simpson trip. I can hear the compressors purring in the background. I think it's about time we aired up the big 300 and head off to the Birdsville. What do you reckon?
The Birdsville Hotel is the start or the finish of a Simpson Desert adventure. Whether you're traveling east to west, west to east, sit down, have a meal, and go through all the fun experiences that we've had over the last 7 days and truly reflect on what an amazing place this really is.
If you have enjoyed watching this adventure just as much as we have had made making it, drop a comment below and let us know where you'd like to see us go next. Speaking of which, Lockie, who gets the baton next?
Well, Alex, we're actually heading over to the Northern Hemisphere next, to Eyre in Mongolia. Over to you, Mongolia.